Okay, this is a special treat, an evening treat for you tonight. So this one here is a foot massage. We're going to access about five or six different acupressure points that help to give you a nice, deep, relaxed sleep. Each one does a little bit something different in it, but you might find that one or two of these become your favorites. You don't have to do all six, and that's totally fine. But let's get started because we can chat while we're massaging. So I'm going to take a little bit of relaxation oil. So I'm using Serenity here. Another favorite one that I love to use is just my lavender roller, which works really well. Deep blue, copaiba, anything calming, which is why I like the Serenity Blend because it has it kind of all in there. Just going to rub it through and kind of up into your ankles. We're going to get through the top, just kind of get that oil dispersed all over, and then let's get started. So the first point that we're going to do, you can take from your ankle, you're going to go up 4 fingers, and then coming into this point before you press. If you're pregnant, this is not for you because this is actually the labor-inducing point too. So it helps with insomnia, but it also helps with menstrual cramps and pelvic floor issues and things like that. Okay, so just taking your thumb underneath that spot, and then just start to give it a gentle circle. Just notice, be curious, which direction is your circle going? Clockwise or counterclockwise? And there's, in the marma point there, so this is like a Chinese medicine point, but they're quite similar actually to where some of the marma points are. Marma point theory, clockwise is energizing and counterclockwise is relaxing. So just notice which way you're doing it and maybe switch it and see how that feels. Quite often, this time I went right to counterclockwise, but usually when I do this point, I start off clockwise because I'm kind of in that mode, and then I start to go counterclockwise and it just starts to wind everything down. So just notice whether it's psychosomatic or has something to it. I don't know. Just be curious. And just notice if it's tender or not. Is it up and down motion feel good on that? Or around in a circle or just holding it in? Just notice what that is. And a lot of times I'll recommend about 1 to 2 minutes on each point. We probably won't do quite 2 minutes on each one, just because we're doing 6, but we'll see where that goes. Just kind of give it a little bit in there. So this is the intersection of 6 different meridians comes into this particular spot. One of those is the kidney meridian, and it's the San Yin Jiao point on that one. So just nice firm pressure on that, not too deep. I'm just going to be present with that movement, that circular movement going around. Just notice how you're sitting. Are you crunched over? Can you release your shoulders? Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Our next point that we're going to do, we're actually going to get 2 at once. So you're going to go below the ankle on the inside is your kidney point 6, which is the shining sea. And on the outside of this, you're going to use the same hand, but you're going to use the index or the middle finger on this one and just pressing right below that. And that's on the urinary bladder channel. And that is the 9th canal point on the urinary bladder. Okay, so you can do them both at once. We're going to sense into this. You can feel if that feels right for you. But you're going to have your thumb on one side and your index or middle finger on the other side, just cradling your foot there. And just notice, just start to give it a little circles, some deep pressure. Just notice how that feels. Now, and then also to notice, can you really truly be present with both of these at the same time? Sometimes it doesn't work to multitask, right? And so what I find is I can do pressure on the one while I do circles on the other. And then I'll switch it around and just hold the other one and do circles on the underside. So this underside one, the 9th canal, is good for insomnia and kind of calming the mind. This kidney one on the top has a few other things that it helps with. It calms our mind. It also just bolsters. It's a really good booster spot for your kidney yin, which like helps that whole system within the body. It gives it a boost. And it also helps with kind of night terrors or any kind of night, epileptic episodes or anything like that. It's just kind of soothing for any of those nighttime challenges and disturbances. Helps with nightmares, that kind of comes in there as well. Good, so just giving that a little bit more TLC. So that was our second and third points. And then our fourth point, you're going to slide this thumb so your bottom fingers are going to relax, coming in. So the next one is between that ankle bone and the insertion point of your Achilles tendon. Right in the middle there is a spot that's called the Great Ravine. Okay, so just kind of start to move around in that area, just noticing if there's any tenderness or what you feel. So the Great Ravine is great for excessive dreaming. Sometimes when you have like really, really vivid dreams, and that can keep you awake. For frequent urination, it's good. Difficulty breathing, it's good. Maybe you want to go up and down in that. Just notice what feels right in that spot. As you go through there, notice what direction you're taking it. So in the Chinese meridian theory, they kind of have one point and you kind of like get really precise on where that is. In the marma point or the Ayurvedic side, they're similar. There's some differences of where they are in the body, but they tend to be that there's a thought that they can be bigger, right? So it can be even like from that point, even 6 inches out. So allow yourself just some flexibility, right? This is your body, tap in. What does that feel right in around that? Is there another spot that needs your attention? Good, and just notice how that feels. So that was our fourth spot there. For our fifth spot, you're going to come onto the bottom of your foot. And this one is the bubbling spring. And you're going to find it, see if I can find where you can see my foot on the screen. It's a little bit difficult to get my foot arranged over there. So it is right, if you curl your toes under, it's right where the kind of mounds of your feet, like where that soft spot is, between that, the harder skin and the soft skin there. So that is your bubbling spring. Okay, this is a really good spot to ground your energy and kind of induce a feeling of calm and sleep. So I'm going to give that some rotations in there. Maybe up and down feels good. I like to do up and down in this spot. I can feel it really getting in deep in that one. Or maybe you just want to hold it. Just give it a couple of breaths there. As you allow yourself to relax. And with this one here too, just as you're holding it in there or doing your circles, allow your shoulders to relax. Maybe even as you're holding that, you're giving your shoulders a couple of motions through. Nice deep breath in and deep breath out. Good. And our last spot for this foot is actually going to be on the top of the foot. And it's right here in the junction between your thumb and your first big toe in there. You can press it with your thumb. I find even my index finger might, get into that location a little bit more. And again, you can do little mini circles in there, up and down, or just holding that place. And this is the Great Surge. Okay, so this one's on your liver point number 3. It's a calming point for anger, irritability, anxiety, and then also for sleep, for our whole nervous system, right? It's a nice firm, deep pressure into that one. This is one you might be able to get a little 2-for-1 action on that one by holding that firm pressure on both sides. And sometimes we can't, take the mind in 2 places, but just notice how that feels. Giving that some love. And then just give your whole foot, just kind of acknowledge it, thank it, be present with it, as we'll go to the other side. So as you go to the other side, don't forget to use your oil. And I would use the same oil on both feet, just to have that consistency, so you're not walking around lopsided or anything like that, but just give it, again, just 2 or 3 little drops there. 4 little drops probably is what you want for your whole foot. Just kind of giving that, going around, giving it some love. And we're going to start again at that spot that you're not going to press if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, just kind of keep giving your whole foot a little massage in through there, but going up those 4 finger widths to find that spot on your ankle. So remember, it's that triple or that intersection. As my brain is calming down, it might be harder to find my words. That intersection point of 3 different meridians, right? One of them being the spleen meridian. That's spleen point number 6. They're the San Yin Jiao point. And again, my apologies for my pronunciation. And just notice, again, are you going clockwise or counterclockwise? I just caught myself going clockwise. I'm going to switch that around, and I just whether it's psychosomatic, whatever it is, I just feel that sense of relaxation coming in. So a couple ways you can approach your foot massage too. You can just be totally present, just like be with that circle, just kind of allow it to flow through your whole body, be present just with this action, right? So it's kind of a meditative sphere for that. Some days that will work, other days maybe not, right? So just finding how that is. A couple breaths of just holding that. You might even notice as you press on some of these that you feel things in other areas of your body, because it's all connected, right? So holding this in might actually release and relax through the shoulders. You might feel some gurgling in your belly, whatever that might be. Good. And then we're going to come to this 2-for-1, right? Underneath the ankle bone, and then on both sides, right? And again, this might be something you can do both at once. It might be something that you're just holding the one as you do the other, and just noticing what direction you just instinctively take your circles, and seeing if the counterclockwise is more relaxing on that. So this one here, we're getting into kidney point 6, the shining seed is on the inside. The urinary bladder channel goes on the outside of your leg. That's the 9th canal, which is that calming and quieting one. And this one on the inside is really good for, well, there's a whole list of things, but in terms of nighttime, it's that, boosting the whole kidney system, calming the mind, calming any nightmares, night terrors, any kind of nighttime disturbances that you might have going on. Just give that some love on both sides of your ankle bone there. And so if it doesn't work to just kind of keep your mind focused, if you're having one of those days that you've had a lot going on or there's a lot on your mind, perhaps just switching your focus then, instead of trying to keep it like clear and mindful, just put some mindfulness into your thoughts and just start to think about all those things that you're grateful for in your day, all of those good things that happened. You always want to go to sleep on a good note, right? So going through that. Then our next point we're going to move into is underneath the ankle bone, alongside the ankle bone, because you want to go to the insertion point of the Achilles tendon where it attaches to the bone, halfway between that and your ankle bone, and that's right in there is that great ravine point, right? So again, this is on the kidney meridian, kidney point number 3. Helps for insomnia, actually helps to lower your blood pressure as you're going in there. Excessive dreaming, difficulty breathing, frequent urination. This might be your spot if you're just going to pick 1 or 2 to go forward on. If you can't do the whole thing every night, just find 1 or 2 that you put your awareness to on that. Maybe going up and down on that spot, taking that circle around, or just pressing in. And just noticing, bringing those thoughts to a positive nature. We're just staying right present with that feeling, that circle with that pressure. Good. With different sensations within your body. And coming up into the middle of that sole of your foot, finding that place kind of where the thin skin and the thick skin connect. As you curl your toes under, there's that little divot. It's coming right into that. If you remember a little trick from last time, you might be able to place your forefinger in between that big toe and other, your second toe, first toe, whatever. What is that toe on that side? But your awareness right now is on the bottom of your foot. And again, find out whether going up and down serves you better, going around in circles. I'm going to start off by not thinking about that other point right now and just put my awareness on this one. As I start to get into that. This is our bubbling spring, right? So that grounding place for your energy helps to induce sleep, relaxation. So a good one to use whenever you need it throughout the day, whenever you get access for your feet throughout the day. Just notice how that feels. You can take that marma point theory on this one and go a little wider, or come right into that place. Release that tension through your shoulders if you're holding it there. Relax just the whole face. Can you relax your jaw as you hold that? Relax your forehead, your mind. And then just coming to that top of the foot, finding that place in between your thumb, your big toe, your thumb toe, and your first toe. And just noticing, maybe a couple up and down, little maybe circles. And this was our great surge, or that calming point on the liver meridian, liver meridian number 3, calming anger, irritability, anxiety, and just your whole body, calming it down through there. Big breaths. Maybe you want to hold both of those points for a time. I'm going to do that with this hand because I find that fourth finger easier to get into. And just notice, I don't find this as easy to multitask on this side as I did on my other side. What's going on with that, right? I'm just going to let this one be on this side. Good. Then just giving that whole foot some love and attention, and for both feet. And I hope that was super relaxing. I hope you're just ready to just drift into a nice deep sleep. Just notice what your sleep is like tonight. Notice if that's helpful or something kind of came out. Sometimes we release stuff before it gets better. So just notice, beware of that too. So enjoy that, and we'll have to play with this in another way in another day. But for right now, have a great sleep.